Hey everybody, today I am reading about Harley Morris. This is another weird case. I know we just read about the missing truck driver. This is another person who literally just seems to have vanished off the face of the earth. But there are some weird circumstances around it too that have me questioning what really happened. And I'm sure they will have you questioning as well. So I'll tell you a little bit about the case. He was 29 years old. He was in Tyler, Texas, and he'd been at a club. And the crazy thing is, what I heard was that he was going home with his friends. He had called his dad and said he was going home with his friends, and they were driving him. He used someone else's phone because he didn't have his phone with him. And then he said his friends were even coming over. This was like 3 a.m. But, he's 29. He's out at the club. He's having a good time. So it is what it is, right? Next, what you hear is that he was seen on surveillance cameras wandering around by himself. And then he was never seen again. So it leaves a lot to be kind of questioned, right? Like, okay, you were supposed to go home with your friends. What happened? Where are your friends? Why aren't your friends speaking up? Because I haven't seen any of his friends speak up. This case is not popular. I haven't seen many reports about it. And that's why I wanted to do it, because I just felt really compelled. If you watch the videos containing his mom, they're really heart-wrenching. Really, really heart-wrenching. They're really hoping he will come home, and his dad too. So here he is. Good-looking young man. Blonde, 6'3", 160 pounds, long hair. Seems like he's in his prime. Looks to be healthy. Was out at the club. Did not do drugs, according to his mom. Now, we all know that things can be laced, even if you just maybe, well, drink could even be laced. But some people don't consider pot a drug, so sometimes that's laced with fentanyl and there's bad reactions. I'm not saying that's the situation. I don't know the situation. All I know is that this young man was heading home, supposedly with friends. Somehow he was seen walking by himself, no friends in sight. And then he's never been seen again. Now, EquiSearch has been in on this. They've searched by horse, drone, dogs, and on foot. So where did he go? That's what we're going to read about. It's really strange. It's a really, really strange case. Kind of reminds you of that truck driver that just kind of disappeared. But in this case, he was supposed to have a ride home. He may have been drinking and what have you, but this isn't like it's up north where it gets really cold and people go out and they unfortunately freeze to death. That happens. That happens up north. This is Texas we're talking about. So even if he was drunk, okay, what could happen to him, right? And where are his friends? I just keep going back to, okay, what happened with the friends? Where are his friends? Why was he wandering around alone? Or did he never plan to go with his friends and just told his dad that because he had other plans? Maybe he was meeting up with somebody. There's a lot that could have happened that we just don't know about. It seems like nobody knows and nobody's come forward. All right, so we're going to do our normal foul play. Did he leave on his own? Was it a suicide? Was it a natural passing or an accident? Those are about the 5 things that pretty much cover any disappearance. So let's go with foul play first, and I will just ask that what comes through is not from me, but from the wisdom of the universe and above, and that the truth come through, that my thoughts are not involved in this, and I am just a channel for the truth. So with that said, let's ask about foul play. Foul play in the disappearance of Harley Morris. Harley Morris and foul play. Well, right away I got a 9 of Pentacles. That's Well, there's a lady on that card. This, I will say, the lady does have that bird, and she is holding it as her captive. So that kind of puts a spin on things in a weird way. I'll ask a little bit more about that. The lady is very affluent. She's doing very well. The bird is her little pet toy type thing. He's got a hood on his head. He can't even see. And he's held as her captive. So that with foul play, what does that mean, right? Let's read a little bit more. All right, tell us a little bit more about this whole Nine of Pentacles coming up as our foul play card. It's an interesting one. Usually I get some really spooky ones for foul play, but let me ask clarification on that. Nine of Pentacles. Okay. This is interesting because this is somebody walking off, going off on their own. Did he go off to meet a woman? It does beg the question. This is someone walking around at night. Do you see the moon up in the air? Just like he did, going off on their own and kind of leaving behind those cups. Things that are important. It takes a while to build up your cups, to where you have a lot, and this person's walking away from what he has. So that is an interesting card. We're gonna move on because I'm not seeing that he left by himself and went out into the dark. I'm not especially seeing foul play here. I am gonna hold on to that captive thought in my head because we'll see if the cards lead us in that direction. That is a possibility for foul play, but this whole him going off on his own, I'm not 100% sure about that one. Left on his own, so let's just ask, did he leave on his own as in he wanted to disappear? Left on his own to disappear, as in was walking away from his life. As crazy as it sounds, people do it. Left on his own. Tell us about Harley leaving on his own. Well, there's a decision, and a decision made with not all of the knowledge of outcomes for the decision. There were two, and he made one, and it's he made decisions blindly. That's what I see. He made decisions blindly without really thinking of consequences is what I'm hearing in my head, so I'm just going to say it. Made decisions blindly without thinking of consequences. Interesting that we have this moon showing up again. Huh, okay. Let me ask about a suicide. Unfortunately, that is part of what happens when people disappear sometimes. So we ask, is this possibly a suicide here with Mr. Harley Morris? We do have him going off on his own. He was out clubbing. People don't usually go out clubbing when they're about ready to commit suicide. So tell me about a suicide for Harley Morris. I feel like I have two cards, so I'm just going to pull them both. Again, we have a woman here, and we have the upset man. So what happens there? We've had the woman that we started off with, too. It does make me wonder if this had something to do with a woman. Was he upset? Was he in a relationship that ended? It looks like somebody's mourning a woman. And we have that for suicide. All right, I'm going to ask about a natural passing. I'm kind of being drawn back to this woman situation, especially that Two of Swords where we got him making a decision, and there's a woman in that card too. Not a lot of ladies in tarot. So when I get a lot of women, it really makes me think, why am I seeing so many women? Makes me think there's something to do with the woman here. Let me ask about a natural passing. Even though he's young, things like that can happen. We probably all know someone who died young. and it happens unexpectedly. So tell us about a natural passing with Harley Morris. Can happen. um, I'm not feeling natural passing with this card. This card tells me he had a lot. He was healthy. I see. May have drank a little too much. Kind of seeing that in the cards. And why do I say that? We've got the Eight of Cups. That's an awful lot of cups he's leaving and walking away from. We've got in the Five of Cups, the spilled cups over here. And we've got this man in mourning. We've got the Nine of Cups. He's got all the cups he wants and then some. Leaning me towards he probably drank too much that night. We'll ask that next. It happens, you know. All right, let's ask about an accident. Was this an accident? Even if he drank too much, I mean, that's no reason for him to just disappear. Was this an accident? Well, now we have some people involved, and they don't look like nice people, which makes me think it's probably not an accident, or if it was an accident, it didn't have good consequences, and the person who was involved in the accident isn't especially apologetic about it. It almost makes you feel like revenge, anger, like there's some anger involved in that. I'll explore that a little bit more. So let me just focus on that whole accident, and we're seeing this kind of weird anger type thing going on. Tell me about this being an accident. What is going on with this? What's going on with that Five of Swords? We've already got the Five Cups. Tell me about this being accident. I mean, this is like a friend coming at you with a cup in his hand. You know, again, it just feels like maybe they did drink too much. Um, and then we've got this whole anxiety, things not going well. The moon card is a card of, things not being what they seem. It's often a internal kind of struggle between your domestic side and your more wild side. I don't know what else to call it. Your instinctual side, the things the party, I'll put it this way, that would go to the bar and drink way too much. It's that part of you coming out, and it can lead to a lot of not so great things happening sometimes. I do feel there was some drinking too much. I feel like a friend gave him, maybe there was something in his drink. There's something about what he drank. Let me ask. Let me ask if he drank too much, and let me ask about, was there something in his drink? So did he drink too much? Harley Morris. It's really coming out that drinking was involved here. Did Harley Morris drink too much? This is the Three of Wands, so that is a plan and acting on it. Not just having a plan, but acting on a plan, which I think he did. And I say that because he was supposed to go with his friends, or so he told his dad. So, and we saw him walking away by himself. So it does seem like there was some sort of plan that he put into place here. I do feel like he had too much to drink, but there's other stuff going on here as well. Let me ask about something being put in his drink. What about something being put in Harley's drink? Something being put in Harley's drink. Because it seems like a friend came up and offered him something. Something being put in Harley's drink. You know, people do that stuff. They don't, I don't know, they're not thinking. Well, with the Ace of Cups there, and literally the bird putting something in the cup. When I asked, did somebody put something in his drink? Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. Probably so. It really looks like that in this card. But then we have an interesting card, which is the Ten of Pentacles, and that is a kind of a wealth, a family card, an inheritance card, a older person looking at younger people card. It's to me it feels out of place here, so I'm just gonna explore that card a little bit and see if anything more comes to me. Okay, I'm getting the whole friend aspect here. Might have been an older person too involved. Let me ask a little bit more about that Ten of Pentacles and what it has to do with somebody putting something in his drink. Wasn't an older person. Tell me about this Ten of Pentacles. Tell me a little bit more about this Ten of Pentacles. I really do feel like somebody put something in his drink. Yeah. Somebody pretending. This is my great pretender card. Oh, what do we have here? Another cup. Another cup. And the temptation card. The things not going well here. The sometimes this is an addiction card. People doing things they ought not to. And so we have people doing things they ought not to. Somebody feeling sort of maybe an addiction or what have you. I know his parents said he didn't do drugs, but maybe the drinking, you know, either way, a temptation, somebody acting foolish, doing something foolishly. I do feel like that night there was things being done that were definitely not in his best interest. I think somebody did something to him. I do he I did get heavy on the accident part, right? I did get the Five of Swords, um, meaning this card, which is somebody doing something to hurt someone else. That's where I started saying, what happened here? Why do I got all these cups and I've got somebody doing something to hurt somebody else? I think it was his friend. Right after that, I got the friend card. This is a buddy. That's a friend if I ever saw a friend. Coming to be nice to you. Let me give you this drink. Hey, I got a drink all ready for you. I think someone put something in his drink. I don't know what else to tell you. That's what I'm seeing. I mean, when I asked, I got this card of the bird putting a wafer in the cup, for heaven's sakes. Yeah, I think somebody put something in his drink. Okay, so with that said, being that I got the emphasis on it happening, somebody hurting him, but as an accident, I don't think they meant to kill him. I think somebody was being stupid, jerky, whatever. And I'm not saying he's dead. I'm not saying that. I just see that there were issues here with somebody doing something to him. That's what I see. That is what I see. Okay. Let's move on and read a little bit more. I was going to ask if somebody else involved and was a friend involved, but I feel that already, so I don't think I need to ask those. Let's ask why he was walking, because he was supposed to be with friends, so what's the deal with that? Why was he walking? I mean, maybe he just lied to his dad and had other plans, because we saw him putting plans into place. Tell me about why he was walking. Okay, so here's the King of Swords, and that is somebody, that's a man. So there's a man here that's involved. Surprise. And then there's this whole Nine of Wands, and that's somebody feeling like protective of themselves, kind of getting not so trusting of this. Look at the way he's looking at him. You guys don't even read tarot can see that, right? You can see the way this guy's looking at this guy. You can see the look on his face and like, I don't trust you. I'm feeling protective. I'm feeling defensive. I don't want to be around you. And what is the King of Swords being? I'm the king. Listen to me. I know it all. I'm the smart guy around here. There was a row, a little bit of a row here with this feeling, well, like somebody being arrogant. I feel this guy's arrogant. I just feel he's arrogant. And someone feeling like, you know what, I don't want to be around that situation. I feel like there was an issue that night between him and another person. I do. Boy, those friends need to come forward and talk. I'd be knocking on their door if I was his mom. All right. Let's see the closest. All right, so that's why he was walking. Let me just ask what happened. I feel like I have a pretty good idea here, but what happened as in why did he disappear? We've got the stage set for what was going on, but why did he disappear? Think about why Harley disappeared. Like, why can't we find him? What happened? Oh, well, this is a car. This is somebody moving him. This is driving away. Did he get in the car with someone? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like to me. Looks like he got in the car with somebody. All right, so he got in the car with someone. We see that. Then what happened? What happened after Harley got in the car with someone? What happened after Carly got in the car with someone? This again is this is the making plans card. We saw acting on plans earlier, but this is the making plans card and going very fast. Making plans and things happen really fast. Look at him going out into the world, kind of wanting to leave. That's interesting. Okay, so we've got him going in the car. He wants to leave. He's going fast. Things happened fast. We asked then what happened. What more happened with Harley? Tell us about what happened. Why did he disappear? Got the stage set for, okay, he's in a car with someone. What happened? Why did he disappear? This is a card of normally the happy family, but I'm just going to also point out that it's the 10 of Cups. And the 10 is when you can't go any further. You've, it's the top of the suit cards before you move into the court cards. And we did have him drinking a lot. And we did have the cups. Okay, let's ask a little bit more. Tell us a little bit more. We feel like he drank too much, had stuff in his cup too. We saw that. Maybe this is when they gave him stuff in his cup. Maybe it was in the car. And maybe it wasn't a friend. Maybe it was somebody who picked him up. Tell me more about what happened. Okay, so then we have like the King of Wands. We've got this whole anxiety situation coming on because of this other man. We saw that before. We had the King of Swords. There's this whole him being anxious, nervous, worried, and this person is taking action. This King of Swords, or King of Wands. He's our most sexual king in the deck too. I hate to say it. I hope it wasn't somebody weird like that, but he's really nervous over here, and this guy's, I don't know, I get a little nervous about that guy. Okay, so I don't know much about Harley. Nobody said much about Harley, but I don't know if he dated men or women or what is what I'm trying to say. I hope this wasn't him meeting up with somebody and it went wrong because the person was weird. I do see somebody putting something in his drink. Stuff like that can happen. Let me ask a little bit more about, okay, we've got him being real nervous. We've got this guy, or King of Wands of all people. Tell me a little bit more about what happened there with Harley Morris. Tell me a little bit more about what happened there with Harley Morris. Well, Harley Morris. And there's our temperance card, which is an angel. Don't love seeing that. I would love to say that's just like we've got pouring things in a cup again. I'll just point that out. And that may be what it's referencing. Then things were poured into the cup. Maybe that's all it's referencing and it's not going into the angel theme meaning, because that is a meaning of it as well, unfortunately. I don't love what I'm seeing here. Don't love what I'm seeing. I do think he met up with someone, got in the car. It wasn't a good situation. Foolishly, I see this foolishly. I think it was an older man, or at least older than him. I see this nervousness coming out. Then I see my temperance card, which I don't love. So I don't like what I'm seeing here. I'm gonna move on from that. I'm gonna leave that there. I'm not gonna push into that further because family really, really wants him to come home, and so do I. So I just hope this temperance of pouring stuff into a cup that's when somebody perhaps drugged him. I know that sounds terrible, but that's what I'm saying. And I would love to think it didn't have a terrible outcome and that maybe he'll still come home yet, which is why I'm not going to read further because I don't know. And I don't want to see that right now because his mom's not ready for that. I would look into that further if they were on there saying we don't think he's coming home. We're in a recovery at this point, but they're not. They're saying they want him to come home. So we're going to leave that situation there. What we're going to move into is the closest known landmark. Tell us the closest known landmark to where he is today. Closest known landmark to where Harley can be found. Closest known landmark to where Harley can be found. Now, I don't know a thing about Texas. No idea. So I don't know anything about the landmarks. This looks very deserty to me. I'll just point that out. This is traveling into the desert. That's what it looks like to me. This is the truth lady saying, there's your truth. Looks like maybe they traveled into a deserty area. I don't know where, I know Texas does have some deserty area. So I don't know where, what was he in? Tyler, Texas? No clue where that is. Looked on a picture that there were trees and stuff around, so I felt it wasn't the desert. We do him getting into a car with someone, and this scenery looks more deserty to me. I'll just say that. Okay, so landmark. Let me ask, where can he be found? Let's see what else we get with that. What else do we get for where Harley Morris can be found? What else for where Harley Morris can be found? And if I have time, I'll do a locating on him. Harley Morris, more on where he can be found. This is like, give it some time. They need to work at it. They need to work the case. So give it some time. These cards are just saying, give it time, give it time, give it time. They need to work the case. I will point out, for whatever reason, both these trees are jumping out at me. There's a tree here. There's a tree here. This is actually somebody like hanging from a tree. I don't think that's the case with him. I'm not saying that. But more than anything, I feel like it's telling us it's going to be a little while. Look at it in a different perspective. Sometimes with that hangman can be as well. And then this is a working card. So it just feels like it's going to be a while. A little while. They need to work the case a little while. A little while. I'm not getting exact locations, so I will ask a little bit more. What I'm getting is it's going to be a little while on this one. Okay, so tell me a little bit more about where Mr. Harley Morris can be found. A little bit more on where Harley can be found. Where can Harley be found? Okay, I'm getting this card pretty strongly. All right, so that's a lover's card. Again, I do feel like he met up with somebody. So, best case scenario, he's with someone else. Best case scenario. Or was with somebody else. I'll just put it that way. Best case scenario is he is with somebody else. But let's just ask one more time, where will he be found? Tell us, will he be found? Harley Morris, will he be found? Will he be found? Will Harley Morris be found? Well, that's my yes card. Don't love the card that follows it because that is like the world, and that I get that card when something has been completed. Um, Whatever you want to put into there as having finished its cycle and moving on. I'm going to leave those cards where they are and not read further on that. But I do see he's going to be found. I do. I see that. So that's good. For some reason, this has become my yes card. I think of it as YES. Look at all those cups again. Yeah. Okay. So, not the best of situations with Harley Morris. Not the best of situations. I might go into it later, deeper. It's going to be a little while before he's found. Going to be some detective work involved. This is my working the case type card. Going to be a little while. Didn't get a whole lot of cards telling me where he was, honestly. I feel like he traveled away, went away. I did get the travel cards with somebody else. I do feel like at some point someone put something in his drink. I'm seeing it multiple times here. That person did not have good intentions. They also, I don't think, meant to kill him, if you're looking and asking that. I didn't see that they meant to put something in his drink that would kill him. Let me put it that way. I can't say that was a consequence. That still wasn't a consequence. I'm not reading into that any further. I don't love what I'm seeing. I'll just say that. I don't love what I'm seeing. But that's why I'm not reading further. I'm just going to leave it, and maybe in the future wait a little while. You know how I do. I'll wait a little while because I don't want to put stuff up for families that's not the greatest, you know. And this one looks like it may be going in that direction. I can't say 100% for sure because I haven't read on it. So I'd still like to hold out hope and leave this reading holding out hope, a little bit of hope there. It's interesting because we never did look at the bottom of the deck and see what card was there, but sometimes people say the bottom card has significance, and this bottom card is the Tower, the card of calamity. Again, not the greatest cards I'm seeing. So I will leave Harley Morris at that. I would love to end with some great, wonderful words, and I see a lot of hope in this. I wish I did. I'll just say that. All right, take care, everyone. Bye-bye.